We're on a mission to rid the world of bad video.
Bye-bye.
This is the DV Show.
Target in range.
Bad video sucks.
Hey, welcome to another edition of the DV Show Live. You know, we've been doing this every single day since the new year, which was Tuesday. Today's Thursday, of course. But we've been doing this every single day, and I am having boatloads of fun. Hang out with me today. We're going to talk about some really cool stuff. Just want to make sure this thing is on. We're live. You can interact with me on YouTube, LinkedIn, and of course, Twitter. If you have something to say, you have something to chat about, let me know. You can just say, hey, and look at this. It's Mehet from Turkey. Hi, Mehet from Turkey. How are you? Thanks for watching the DB Show Live. I think now is a really cool time to do this podcast because I think this is when we have the most listeners when it's live. So I appreciate you hanging out with me today, watching this live cast. We talk everything about video production, and I've been doing this podcast for a good 19 years, to be exact, since I've been here since 2005. Doing the DB Show podcast, and it's been lots and lots of fun. Now, this is not all I do here on LinkedIn. This is not it. Not it. I get some surprises for you. We have a website at thedbshow.com that I would love for you to check out. There's some cool stuff going on there. We have podcasts, workshops, tips. We have a vault full of all types of cool stuff. Let me make this screen bigger. And we have this button here, which is what I want you to do because we're on a mission to rid the world of bad video. That is what we are here to do. And what I want you to do in 2024 is to create better video. Please create better video. Now, when I say bad video, there's so many reasons, so many elements that go into a bad video. Not only does it sound bad, look bad, but you don't have an audience. It doesn't do anything. It wastes people's time. And best of all, you are looking to be perfect. Now, that is just a very short definition of bad video, but we want to get rid of it and we want to help you. So be part of our community. I would love for you to do that. Video not only gets you recognized, but it's great for your business and marketing. So please, 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 create better video this year in 2024 and just by visiting our website. It's really, really simple. Go to thedbshow.com, click on that subscribe button, and all you have to do is put your name in there and your email, and you get our notifications when we go live, notifications of when we have workshops, and some cool information on creating better video in 2024. And I think that is good. So if you want to create some excellent video, go ahead and do that. All you got to do is just subscribe to our newsletter. All right. So my name is Brian. I'm the host of the DB Show podcast, and some things I want to get out of the way before we start talking about today's topic, which is networking as video professionals, because you as a video professional just do not network. And we're going to go over some tips on how you can start networking. There was a poll on LinkedIn that I put in that had almost 1,100 mentions or 1,100 people in the poll subscribing to it and giving their feedback. And I'll show you that. But one thing I want to get out of the way is some cool stuff that is happening at the DB Show this year. So not only do we have a lot of people talking about AI and how that's going to affect the industry and you as a video editor and you as a professional, we have a lot of experts coming on, a lot of experts in the queue to talk about the new technology that's going on, what you should be aware of as a video professional. But we're also doing some workshops and some really cool stuff. And we have a special guest that is going to come on the podcast that I am super excited about. Do you know who this dude is right here? Do you know who this dude is right here? He is what got me started in video production, and I'm not even going to say his name, but you know who that is. He's going to come on this podcast to talk to us about video production. Now, I can't wait for that to happen. Okay. And I know you can't wait for that to happen. And yes, I have this magazine from 2002. I have bunches of them because I am a fan of Steven Spielberg, and he is going to be on this podcast. The other thing I want to talk about before we start getting into what the topic is today, and again, I want to remind you what that topic is. We're going to talk about networking and video professionals and how important it is for you to network. But first of all, I want to say a couple of things. Shout out to some of my listeners. One person gave me this a couple of last month, actually, sent it in the mail and congratulated me for doing so many years of this podcast. So thank you for that. And another one sent this one in, which I don't know who you are. So now I have two awards for this podcast, the only recognition that I ever received. And I totally thank you for sending these to me. It means a lot. So that's awesome that you're giving this to me. I've been doing this podcast for so long. And what's new in 2024 is that we are going to start, we're going to have a radio station, full-time 24/7 radio station that's going to run all day long with every single episode of the DV Show podcast way back since 2005. So that's going to be fun. Now visit us again at thedvshow.com and click that subscribe button. Now, one other thing I wanted to talk about today. Let's focus on what we're going to talk about today, actually. I want to talk about getting into networking and video professionals. Now, as you all know, I am a moderator on LinkedIn for a group called Video Editors. And on there, we put a poll where everyone kind of put in their vote. And this was pretty interesting stuff that came up that is very disturbing, to be quite honest. If you look at some of these numbers, can see that we put out there, what is the most important topic for you as a video professional in 2024? And we had the option to find video editing jobs. We had the option to learn new techniques. We had the option to do live networking. And we also had the option of building a client list. And to my surprise, okay, totally to my surprise, I was totally shocked by this, is that most of you want to find video editing jobs. 61%, 22% learning new techniques, 5% doing networking, and 13% building a client list. I want to tell you something right now. I've been involved in this industry for a very, very, very long time. And I have noticed that we are creative professionals, right? We're creative people. We are somewhat nocturnal, for one, and we don't like to socialize. So I want to ask you this. So when you look at this poll again, it makes sense. How are you supposed to find editing jobs if you're not learning new, if you're not networking? Networking is the key to finding jobs, my fellow professionals. Networking is the key to finding jobs. And to my surprise, 5% came up. I am still shocked by this. There was 1,195 votes, 34 comments, 63 engagements, almost 43,000 impressions. And each and every one of you in this group of about 200,000 people said that live networking 5% is not important for you in 2025. Why? Why is networking not important to you? Now, I'm not here to beat you up like your dad or beat you up like your mom, but I am super shocked in how networking is pushed aside. Now, how are you supposed to find that video editing job, or how are you supposed to find that job within the community, within the video editing world or video production world, if you don't network? How are you supposed to learn new techniques if you don't network? How are you supposed to build a client list if you don't network? So networking is super, super important. Look at this poll one more time and look at these numbers. I am just super shocked at what I saw. And I want to fix this because I think we need to network more as video professionals. I really think we do. I think we need to just get out there and get some stuff done because lots of things are happening. And the digital world is really separating us apart from what we're supposed to be doing as video people. So I think networking is super important. Now, let me tell you about an event that's going on, and there are plenty of them that are happening throughout the year, all over the country, at least in the United States. And networking events are all over the place. And there's one happening in Chicago next month, February 17th and the 18th that I am attending, and I cannot wait to go. It's a bunch of creative people who are pretty much going to network with each other. And I think I'm going to be one of three video guys there. And the rest of the community is all about writing books. And I'm going to be there because I know from having a business sense, I know that many of these book people, writers that are having books, need a trailer. So who are they going to come to when they need a video? After all that networking, and if they meet me, who do you think they're going to come to? Who do you think they're going to call for business? It would be me. I'm going to be there February 17th and 18th, and I'm starting my networking journey not only online, but I'm going to be in person. Hopefully, COVID doesn't happen and all that jazz. But I'm going to be there, and I'm going to start networking. So I talked with the organizer, Julie Locum, who is the event organizer at Creative Con, is what it's called. And I got a chance to interview her, and we got a chance to talk about it. So
Mhm.
let's get her on here
Chasing your
and
dreams. What
show
are
what
the
that
things
interview
if you
is
are a
all about.
videographer, if you are creating your own business and brand, what are those things you wish you knew 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 1 year ago? You're going to learn it here. It's called Creative Con CRE8, like the number 8, TIVE Con outside of Chicago. I just realized that people are doing the same thing over and over and over again. If you own a video production company, if you are doing reels for your clients or really producing a look, an optic online or in person for people, you may be doing the same thing over and over and over again, right, Brian? Like, let's go on LinkedIn and post 500 posts or Instagram and post 50 Instagram posts a day.
Mm-hmm.
Is that working?
No, it's easy, right? That's the easy
It's
thing
the
to do.
lowest hanging fruit, Brian Alves.
Mhm, I
You're
know.
correct.
Yes, totally. So one thing about videographers, one thing about
Mhm.
this community is that we don't know how to network. And networking is
Why is that? Like, why don't you know how to network? Are
well,
you introverts?
video people, yeah, we like to stay in our cave.
Mhm.
We create content that other people look at, and we don't really need to talk to people. But if we want to advance our career, if we want to raise our salary,
Mhm.
if we want to get a better job, something that we
Mhm.
want instead of just editing video all day long, networking, networking, networking. I tell my
It's hard.
audience all the time. If you want to get ahead, you have to network. You got to get yourself out there.
Mhm.
And this is like the perfect event to do that. I don't want to sound salesy or anything. I don't want to like push the event on anyone.
So sweet.
But one of the reasons why I'm going is that I like to network and I like to get my name out there. I like to make friends with people. I mean, I've made friends with you, made friends with many of your speakers. And
Mhm.
networking is vital in the video production industry. You know, again, if you want to raise your salary, if you want more jobs, if
Mhm.
you want to get to know people, if you want your work to be known, I mean, whatever it may be, networking can solve that. And this is the event that'll do it.
Mhm.
I'm thinking because I'll be there.
You're correct. But also, if you think about it, Brian, the people that are going to be at this event, and not salesy, but I know Brian is at the top of his game. He's been doing what he's done for so long. People are craving to be in person with other human beings. Enough of these Zooms, enough of these, TikTok posts.
Mhm.
I want to see you. I want to squeeze you. I want to shake your hand. I want to give you a hug. I want to tell you what my pain points are. And I know a lot of people at this event are authors who desperately need book trailers. They are podcasters that don't know how to create video for their podcast. They are entrepreneurs that don't know how to create and build their brand with video. And they're just people like us who really are hungry to make connections, true connections, learn and grow.
Yeah. I mean, we're on the mission to rid the world of bad video. And some of the book trailers that are out there are just,
Mhm.
for lack of a better word, just absolutely horrible.
Mm-hmm.
So networking with publishers, networking with authors, video can make a huge difference
Mm-hmm.
in
Right.
their lives, in their business, and not in yours as well as a video
Mhm.
professional.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to this event, Julie, and I like how you avoided my question and going back because I want to know why all of a sudden this is so successful. How many years of this has this been in the making, first of all, and why is it like coming out now?
Well, my original, the OG idea, if you will, it was born the beginning, well, let's say the end of 2019. And I had an event set up May 2020. We all know what happened. It was nixed. And it was nixed for a reason because I was not ready at that point to do it on this scale, to do it and surround myself with so many amazing experts that it just felt right. And I am not a person who is afraid or adverse to risk or throwing my hat in the ring, even if there are naysayers around. And there aren't any naysayers. It's actually been really openly welcomed, but there are so many moving parts to create a live event on the scale I want to do. I did not realize as well. So time and the universe has put me into a space that February 17th of 2024 is the weekend that I'm going to do this.
You're going to do it. That's it. It's
I'm gonna do
coming
it.
to fruition. I really hope that one of the reasons why I'm
And is
there.
Gary Vee coming, by the way, Brian?
Yeah. Well, you
Inside
don't
joke.
know. He might.
He might.
This is your first one.
I'm
I
talking to
mean,
one of his partners this week, so you never know.
yeah. I mean, that would be nice to have him there. I think he's a great guy.
Yeah, you
Along,
do.
yeah,
Yeah, and
along
he
with
thinks you're a great guy too.
yeah, along with Seth Godin and all that good stuff. AI can make anyone
Seth.
say anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
AI can make anyone say anything.
I love
So
that.
I'm looking forward to this event for not only the networking. Well, actually, there's mainly the networking.
Mhm.
But I'm also looking forward to helping you. We're friends. I'm considering you a friend. We talk frequently on Clubhouse. We talk on the internet, on the phone, yada yada yada, going back and forth.
Give me calls at 7 a.m.
Yeah, supporting, giving you voicemail from an AI Gary Vee. But
You guys don't know Brian Elves. He's a little prankster.
yeah, I'm a little geeky, nerdy. I've been talking, but anyway, I would love to see this event grow as far as video production, because this encompasses pretty much all creatives, of course, because of the name. But I'm looking forward to having this be somewhat of a video production type of event as well. I mean, there's a little segment of us currently going there. I know Tom Langen is his last name. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's going to be there. Tell us a little bit about him, what he's going to talk about, and what that's all going to be about.
Tom is a lot like you in terms of those accolades that you have received. I mean, nominated producer and director. I won't go into Brian's accolades because he might get upset with me, and that's the last thing I want. But it's about creating. I'm not an expert in videography. I know I need expert videographer help. Like seriously, with all the books I'm launching, all the projects I'm launching, working with all these different people from around the world. Who am I going to send them to? Well, because I know Brian, I'm going to send them to him. But there is a small pocket of experts like Brian and Tom Langen who will be there. But I'm telling you, like the majority of people are going to eat up what you have to say because people need this. They need to do it correctly, or they need to just do it a little better at the very least.
So tell us about the rest of the lineup. Tom Langen, I'm sure him and I are going to connect. He's an Emmy-nominated producer and director. He's like the video guy kind of thing, right? He's got a flagship book coming out.
Legendeering, that's correct.
Legendeering, yeah. We're going to talk to him about that book sooner or
Mhm.
later, but we won't get into
He's
that.
amazing. He's a very kind soul, that's for sure.
I like this event too because Creative Con is not just about one subject. It's not just about, video
Mhm.
professionals, podcasting. You have like a mix, a
Mhm.
buffet of certain
Buffet.
kinds of buffet. Just let's call it a buffet. Gary Hall, Kevin Donaldson, Kim
Look at you.
DePola, Mark Ronick, of course, Greg Birch. I don't know what he's going to do. That's something new. Oh, he's a podcaster too.
Yep.
TV
If you say
personalities.
Kim De Piola, if you guys want to know about podcasts or videography or dealing with reality TV crews, I don't know how many of you have worked on reality TV. Have you done that, Brian? You
I
probably
have in the past. Yeah, there's a
yeah,
couple of
it's
shows in Boston.
crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's very cutthroat and high speed and lots of fun, to be honest.
Mhm.
But this event, there's a lot of creative people, hence the name Creative Con. So it's not like
Mhm.
we're going to be talking video language, puffing each other up. And, I'm sure we're going to be doing that, but it's not just focused on video production. There's all sorts of creative people at this event, which is what networking is about.
Mhm.
And that's what I love about this.
I mean, it's you don't want to just hang around with people just like you all the time, right?
No, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to meeting you, meeting forward to meeting Tom, everyone at this event. I'm just totally looking forward to it. And I think we're all going to have a lot of fun. You get some surprises in store for us, which you don't want to share. And I was hoping I was going to squeeze it out of you in this podcast because everybody's waiting. Like, what's the surprise? What's the secret? Can you tell us, or?
I can't. But maybe we could do another recording.
Yeah. All right.
It
Well,
wouldn't be a secret if I told you. No, would it?
yeah. Oh, come
No.
on. Are you just doing like a marketing secret? You really don't have a secret, but you're just telling us
There are
that
some
because
amazing secrets that we are partnering with like a lot of amazing and ingenuitive brands that are going to be it's going to blow your mind.
I can't
Blow
wait.
your mind.
I can't wait. And like I said, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. February 17th and 18th. Whereabouts in Chicago? I'm not seeing anything on the website. Where's the location venue?
It's called the Metropolis Performing Arts Center. It's right outside of Chicago. I just use the word Chicago because people know what Chicago is. It's in Arlington Heights, Illinois. It's about 15 minutes right outside of Chicago. So it's close.
We're going to have a lot of fun. Creative Con, CRE8, the number 8, TIVE con.com. We'll put the link to it in the show notes. Julie, thank you so much for being on the show. I think we're going to bring you back before it actually happens because the holidays are coming. People aren't like, I'm just focus on holiday. Let's bring you back and really like promote this thing.
Thank you so much, Brian Els.
Julie.
Or as I like to call you, Brian Alvarez, but I'll call you Brian Els. I mean, I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm just can't express my gratitude for you. So thank you.
All right, so that is going to be a lot of fun. I already know. And it's all about networking. And that is so important in the video production industry. It really, really is. And that's the topic of what we talked about on this edition of the DV Show podcast. We're going to come back tomorrow and talk about more. But along the way here, we have some comments. Johnny D has a really, really good comment about networking with video professionals. And he's got something really cool here that I'm going to read. So here we go. Johnny says you can network via LinkedIn and send out dozens of invitations to connect, but they won't necessarily connect back. Yes, very true. And for older editors, a lot of younger creators and producers feel calling via telephone is antiquated and would rather use the shield. I don't know why it's not showing the whole thing. Would rather use the shield, quote unquote, of emails or text to avoid any discomfort in the process. And that's just Johnny D, his experience, which is absolutely true. Okay. It's absolutely true. Networking on LinkedIn is difficult, super difficult, and it takes a lot of time. I mean, the follow account that I have right now took a lot of time. I can't imagine how, these people with 22,000 followers or 23,000 followers networking, it's exhausting. But you know what? The hard things are what pays off the most. Okay. That is what I learned in my life. The hard things are what pay off the most. And networking is a hard thing. And you know what? It pays off the most. And again, I'm looking back, I'm looking again at this poll on LinkedIn and the video editing jobs. And I could not believe that live networking was 5% of the poll. Sure, you guys, the most important topic for you in 2024 is finding editing jobs, 61%. But I have to tell you this, networking is the only way that you could really find some genuine jobs. Networking will open up the door to finding those editing jobs. Networking will open up the door to building a client list. And networking will open up the door to learning new techniques. Networking. All right, that does it for another edition of the DB Show podcast. You know, I really like hanging out with you guys here on LinkedIn. It's a lot of fun for one, and it's challenging and not easy kind of stream live, but I thank you for joining me, and it was a lot of fun. Now, if you want to check me out on our website, feel free to go there. We are always around on the DB Show on YouTube, on Instagram at Bad Video Sucks. You can check us out on the DB Show at Twitter. And of course, I'm always hanging out on LinkedIn. And if you want to contact me directly, go right ahead. I'm at thedbshow.com/Brian. And that's where you can check me out. You know, it's been a lot of fun with you right now today here on this live edition. Thank you for joining me. We got one last chat. And Johnny, thank you. By the way, good show, Mr. Owls. Thank you, Johnny, for saying that. Wow, a show without a hitch this time. Hopefully everything went well. Audio was good. Framing was good. All that good stuff. And I thank you once again for joining me. I will be back tomorrow to do it all over again. See you then.
Video production just got easier. The DB Show.